What happens when a woman who clawed her way up from the Bronx to become one of the most famous entertainers on the planet sits down for what should be a victory lap interview, only to have her entire life's work dismissed as smoke and mirrors? What you're about to witness is one of the most shocking confrontations in daytime television history. The moment when Jennifer Lopez, a woman who has spent 3 decades perfecting her public image, finally let the mask slip and showed the world exactly what happens when you push her too far. The studio fell silent. The audience held their breath. And Joy Behar realized, perhaps too late, that she had picked a fight with the wrong woman. Before we dive into this explosive story, make sure to subscribe and drop a comment below, because trust me, you're going to want to talk about this one. The studio lights were blinding as Jennifer took her seat at the famous table. She looked flawless, as always. Her hair was perfect. Her makeup was perfect. Everything about her presentation screamed control, precision, and an attention to detail that had become her trademark over 3 decades in the spotlight. The audience erupted in applause when she walked out. These were her fans, women who had grown up listening to her music, watching her movies, following her love life through tabloid headlines and Instagram posts. They cheered for the girl from the block who had made it all the way to the top. Whoopi Goldberg opened the segment with genuine warmth. Our next guest needs no introduction. She's a singer, an actress, a dancer, a producer, a businesswoman, and honestly, I'm probably forgetting about 5 other things. Please welcome the incredible Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer smiled that famous smile and waved to the audience. Thank you so much. It's so good to be here. I've always loved this show. The interview began smoothly enough. Sarah Haynes asked about the documentary, and Jennifer lit up, talking about the process of looking back at her life, the vulnerability of letting cameras capture both her triumphs and her struggles. She spoke eloquently about her children, about wanting them to understand where she came from and what she had sacrificed to build her career. You know, making this film was probably the hardest thing I've ever done, Jennifer said, her voice carrying that familiar mix of confidence and carefully calibrated emotion. It's one thing to perform on stage or act in a movie. It's another thing entirely to let people see the real you, the parts you've spent your whole life protecting. The audience was captivated. This was the Jennifer Lopez they had come to see. Glamorous but relatable, successful but still connected to her roots. The perfect celebrity package, polished to a high shine. Then Joy Behar leaned forward, and the energy in the room shifted like a storm, rolling in over calm waters. So, Jennifer, Joy began, her voice carrying that unmistakable edge that regular viewers knew meant trouble was coming. You talk a lot about being real and authentic in this documentary, but let's be honest here. Your entire career has been built on image management. How much of what we see is actually real, and how much is just very expensive PR? The question landed like a bomb in the middle of the studio. The other hosts exchanged uncomfortable glances. The audience went quiet. Jennifer's smile remained in place, but those who knew her well could see the slight tightening around her eyes. I'm not sure I understand what you're asking, Joy, Jennifer replied, her voice still pleasant but now carrying a cautious undertone. Everything in this documentary is real. These are real moments from my life, real struggles, real triumphs. Joy wasn't backing down. If anything, she seemed energized by the tension she had created. But that's my point. You've been in this business for 30 years. You've had entire teams of people whose job is to make sure the public sees exactly what you want them to see. So, when you release a documentary about being authentic, isn't that just another form of image control? The accusation was pointed and precise.